Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new video on my channel. This is episode 1 of Football Manager 2020, and we are playing with Liverpool. I have already played one game so far into this season. It was only the Community Shield. I just wanted to make sure that, like, you know, everything was kind of working all right in terms of, like, settings and stuff like that. Getting on, like, 2D and stuff, because I prefer playing on 2D. We ended up losing that game 3-2, but you know, I don't really care too much about the Community Shield, neither does the board and stuff like that. But we won all of our friendlies bar one. And yeah, so I'm going to kind of run you through the tactics of how I'm going to be playing. I'm going to run you through the transfers that I've made, which you may see one or two there, actually. I'm going to run you through some of the personnel, maybe, something like that. And yeah, then we'll get into the first game of the season. And hopefully you guys enjoy. If you do enjoy, hit a like button, subscribe now for more, share the video as well. Follow my Twitch too, link down below. I stream all the time on Twitch, so I'd appreciate you if you followed that and check me out every now and then. That'd be great. But let's get into the tactic. Let's have a look at the tactic first. So realistically, I actually want to change one of these. I think I'm probably going to change this one, maybe, because I want to change one of these to like a 4-4-2, because I think that would be pretty interesting. Actually, you know what? No. We won't do that first. We'll do the transfers because we've brought in some players, so we might as well. So these are the players that have been brought in the, how do you put it, in the Jurgen Klopp era, for example. So these are the only players that have been brought in without my, you know, permission. These are already in the game base off. So the first player I brought in was Connor Cody, and the reason I brought in Connor Cody was because he's a former Liverpool Youth Academy graduate, and he would be perfect to have as a backup player to play alongside. It's going to be how I'm going to be starting out is Van Dijk and Gomez, with Joel Matip and Connor Cody as the backups. And it would be great to have him. I mean, look at those mental stats. He's absolutely fantastic. Great work rate, decent passing, decent technique, tackling. He's just really decent in general. Obviously, the Youth Academy graduates, so that means that when we go into European competitions, we can just have him there, perfect as perfect can be. He can just, you know, he can fill up many different requirements that the UEFA competitions need. For example, I'll actually show you now, registration. So if I go on to, why is that only 7? I don't quite know why that's only 7. That's kind of strange. So if I go into the Champions League, minimum of 4 players trained by Liverpool for 3 years between the ages of 15 and 21. So that is the homegrown of grown at the club. You have to have been here for 3 years between those two ages. Between those 2 ages. And this one is just training in England in general. So that's like for example, Jordan Henderson. He was trained at Sunderland, so he wasn't trained at the club, so he wouldn't be eligible for that one, but he's eligible for that one because he was trained in England. And Connor Cody, because he was trained at this club, was a perfect idea to bring him in. It just helps with registering all these players and then some others. And the same with this guy, our other signing, Suso, and I will show you him now, I might as well. Suso, he wasn't our next signing, but he was more or less right behind him. Suso had a release clause of £34 million. Or 34.5. I decided to pick him up for that because I thought, well, I need another backup left winger, and I think that he is capable of playing left wing, even though he's left-footed. Even though he's left-footed, so he's more likely, he's better off playing on the right-hand side. I wanted a left winger, and I needed a backup player, and I thought Suso with 34 million, considering these stats, how great he actually looks with these stats, I think 34 is a pretty decent price for him. And moving forward, I think that's going to be a great backup to Sadio Mane. Obviously, homegrown at the club, homegrown in the nation. That's perfect. It's just perfect. It was a perfect player to pick up. I mean, these stats, when I first saw these stats, I thought, oh my God, if I can get this guy for cheap, that'd be great. But I expected to buy him for like 50 million. And I was just like, no, well, he's not worth 50 million. But then when I got the scout report through, it said that he was worth 34 million dead on. You know how it says sometimes it's like you can get in between 40 million and 60 million or something like that. Well, this one, it just said dead on 34. And I was like, that's a release clause. He's got a release clause worth £34 million. And coincidentally, he did. And we bought him in 34.5. I think that's a decent signing as a backup. He's quality in depth, which is what Liverpool realistically need in that position. as well as some other players who I'm going to, or two other players. Both of these are strikers. One of them went out on loan without my permission, but I'll get onto him in a minute. Odswan Edouard is, I believe, how you pronounce it. I checked the pronunciation previously, and I think that is how you pronounce it. Could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if it is wrong, and that would be perfect. But this guy could be the future of this club. I mean, these stats are great. Great work rate, great strength, great balance, great dribbling, finishing, first touch, all that. And the fact is, he's going to improve. This man will improve. It's absolutely mental, and he's 6'2" as well. He's strong, he's tall, he's the perfect striker, and he's young. He can improve, he can grow, and he did incredibly well at Celtic, as you can see here. 54 appearances, 24 goals, absolutely incredible. And in pre-season, it actually doesn't show it. Sorry, for Celtic in the Champions League, in the in the early knockout rounds, he scored 2 goals in 2 games, one player of the match as well. So I mean, I can't complain about that. We got him for 19.25 million, which I thought was a bit too much. I did want to try and disrupt him, and I was actually disrupting him and trying to get him less. However, the transfer window in England, obviously, it comes around very quickly, and I just thought, you know what, let's just buy him. We've got the money, let's just buy him right out and get it over and done with. And we did, and I think he's going to be the perfect backup to... It's going to be... I think that's why I want to have a 4-4-2 as well, because we now have Firmino, Origi, Brian Brewster, and Odswan Edouard playing as options up front, and all of them have been doing well in training so far and in pre-season, so hopefully he'll be very good for us in the future. And Mohamed Daramy, this guy, we brought him for 3.1 million. He's 17 years of age, and for some reason, my staff just decided to load him out as soon as we bought him. And I was just really confused and really annoyed, and I wanted to keep him because I wanted to keep him at the club for as long as we possibly could, so that he could get homegrown status, because that is what I love in FIFA. Fucking hell. In FM. I absolutely love homegrown status. Like, if you can get players who are young enough to come through your system, or young enough that can develop at your club and get them, you know, with homegrown status later on down the line, I think that is just perfect to have. You know, so it allows you to have other players who can't. But, you know, I wanted to mentor him as well, because he's only got 9 work rates, terminations 10, you know, stuff like that. Stuff like that he needs to improve. And I personally don't think he's going to do that at Birmingham. I wasn't really expecting him to go out on loan to Birmingham at all. They just decided to do it without my knowledge. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to run you through the outs as well, if we just find out where we last left off. I think that is all the Jurgen Klopp outgoings. So if we have a look at Herbie Kane to Daramy, so as you can see, 8th of the 8th, 8th of the 8th. It was just really annoying. Adam Lallana went out for £5 million. He's worth like nearly 30 million, but we just couldn't get him out because of his wages. So we just tried to drip feed anyone to get him. Yasser Larouci has gone out on loan. Dejan Lovren. Actually, why has he gone out on loan? I didn't even know he'd gone out on loan. Man, it's a good thing that I've turned off the loan out players for my staff, because they just loan out everyone. Dejan Lovren went out for 15 million because we brought in Connor Cody, and I thought it's just better off with European competitions and stuff like that. It makes more sense. Dejan Lovren was a good enough player, but I just thought if we're bringing Connor Cody in, there's no real need to have him, so we shifted him on. Especially with his wage being 100k. Tony Gallagher has gone out on loan, and Herbie Kane's gone out on loan. These two I did actually loan out myself. And that's great. As you can see, we did lose the game against... If I can find it. We did lose the game against Manchester City. They ended up getting a penalty, which was really annoying, because it was like... How can I put it? It was like the ball was in like near enough. I think the keeper had actually saved it or something like that, and the ball was nowhere near. I think it was Gabriel Jesus, and for some reason, Van Dijk just decided to cripple him for no reason. He just decided to just take him out, and it was just really annoying because we were 2-2. We were going on to, push forward a bit more. We got a few injuries in that game as well, which were annoying. Only small ones, though. But yeah, so we're moving on to the next game, hopefully getting away from this Manchester City game. We didn't really perform too well, but at the same time, neither did City. So, going to move on to this Bournemouth game, try and improve our performances. The early performances are always going to be a bit of a struggle to kind of get to grips with. Let's take out some players. So Sadio Mane's going to come back in. He's probably going to play about half a game because of his fitness. Mohamed Salah's a bit knackered, so you know what? I might start Shaqiri. I didn't give him a chance really that much in the Manchester City game. Is there anyone else that I wanted? So as well, I couldn't actually really bring in any right or left backs because there was no one really good enough. There was one player who I did really like, and I will show you him now. As you can see, all these players. There's this guy. I really like this guy, but I'm not getting a work permit on this guy. He's just a really decent backup. He's really, really great backup to have, but we won't get a work permit on because he's not got enough caps and stuff. If he gets like 5 more caps, I think he'll be fine, but yeah, he's got some really decent stats. Great crossing, great tackling, great work rate, decent stamina, great pace. Dribbling's all right. He's great backup, just a really great backup to have. And he's young, 22 years of age. Can't complain about him. Hopefully bring him in in January. But for now, it's going to be Kijana and Adam Lewis, who are going to be, unfortunately, our backup left back and right backs. I'm also going to take them off. I'm going to take them off that just for now because I don't think that it's worth it for us personally in the first team. Oh, why is it doing that? Don't do that for me. Please don't do that. No, stop. Oh yeah, there's no way of going down, is there? So that's why it's doing that, right? Adrian will be starting in goal because Alisson's still injured. Sousa's injured. Divock Origi's injured. Edouard is unfit, but will come in onto the bench. Starting lineup will be Firmino up front, Mane on the left, Shaqiri on the right, Wijnaldum at cam, Henderson as box-to-box, Fabinho as a deep line playmaker, Alexander-Arnold on the right, Robertson on the left, Van Dijk, Gomez in the middle, and Adrian in goal. And as well, if you want to have a look at all this stuff, I'll let you have a look at it. I might turn this down to shorter passing as well, because I think that's what kind of hindered us a little bit in the last game. And I'll let you choose what you would, or have a look at these things. It's pretty much just a gegenpress because I want to try and play a bit more kind of pressing game, which is why I want to try a 4-4-2, because I haven't really seen too many 4-4-2 presses before, and I think that'd be quite interesting. So let's get into the Bournemouth game right now. So that's interesting. So it looks like Bournemouth have signed Javier Hernandez. That's very interesting. So we'll type mark you because you're very much a poacher, and that'll be really annoying. That's a really good signing for them, to be fair. And I don't think they've signed too many other players that I can see. No, I don't see really too many other players there. Callum Wilson, yeah, we'll mark you. Should we press? I mean, yeah, might as well press. I didn't actually do this in the Manchester City game. I only just thought about it now. Yeah, we'll want to mark you and we'll tackle you hard. Mark you and tackle you hard. In last year's game, I didn't do any show onto weaker foots because I always found that the players just wouldn't tackle them then. They'd just show them onto the weaker foot and just let them through on goal. Whereas in this game, I don't actually know about it. So if you guys have any, experience using show onto weaker foot, let me know, see if it is improved from last year's game, because last year's game was a bit of a mess for me. And I think that'll be fine. I don't think there's going to be too many great players. How great is Shaqiri's versatility when it comes to team selection? He's a bit like a Swiss Army knife. I mean, we have to say that. Swiss Army knife, Xherdan Shaqiri, Switzerland International, Xherdan Shaqiri. Of course we have to say that. He left Mohamed Salah out to his recent injury problems. In other circumstances, we might have risked him, but there's no point doing it against Bournemouth. And here we go. Actually, let me just real quick. Where is it? League table. Might as well do it now, rather than later on down the line in the season. Boom. Look at Manchester City at the bottom. Who did they lose to? Actually, that's a good point. Who did they lose to? Oh, I won't say. I'll have to check after this game. That's very interesting. I might just make this a bit smaller so we can see more of the goal. That's fine. Let's go into our first game of the season against Bournemouth. Could be getting a highlight right off the bat here. Firmino, right from the start, forcing Ramsdale into a save 30 seconds in. This is what I like to see from this Liverpool side. Shaqiri whipping it in. Virgil van Dijk. over the top. 10 minutes gone. Still no goals, but opportunity for us, maybe. Alexander-Arnold pushing down the right-hand side through to Shaqiri. Back to Wijnaldum. Now Fabinho. Shaqiri just getting that ball. Great whip in. It's a shame no one could get on it. Oh, Jordan Ibe against his former club gives us the goal. And Roberto Firmino scores his second goal of the season, his first in the Premier League, our first goal in the Premier League, and our first goal of the save that you've seen on camera at least. Roberto Firmino, that was really poor by Jordan Ibe. I don't really know what he was doing. I think he was trying to pass it back to the keeper. And Ramsdale, there was no point of him trying. Roberto Firmino slides it in. Who says one-on-ones are broken? Brilliant start. Now Jordan Ibe trying to make us pay, maybe. Maybe he can whip it in. Oh, Robertson with a great challenge. Now whips it forward to Firmino. Right off kickoff, lads. Firmino going through. Firmino! What a finish! Roberto Firmino with a fantastic finish. Right off kickoff. Nicked it off Jordan Ibe once again. Andy Robertson boots it upfield. Roberto Firmino on the left. Pushing through. Skins Steve Cook, I think that is. And then, Aaron Ramsdale. What's his name? Is it Aaron Ramsdale? Something like that? Adam Ramsdale, maybe? What is it? What is his name? Aaron Ramsdale, yeah. Aaron Ramsdale gets left for dead, and Liverpool take a 2-goal lead in the first game of the season. Jordan Ibe again. He's been a bit of a nuisance for Bournemouth more than anything. Oh, Chicharito's through. Chicharito one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Adrian makes a save, but he was offside. Trent now hoofs it over to Firmino again, looking for the hat-trick. Ramsdale saves. Puts it just over. The result stays like this. We move to third. Van Dijk just over. We move to third in the table, actually, as well. Oh, well, I can't do it now, but I'll wait till after that. I want to change one of the middle centre things. To league table now is Mane. Mane running down the right. Tries to whip in across, maybe. And tries again, but Steve Cook, learning from the errors of Roberto Firmino beforehand. Shaqiri whips it across. Gomez. Mane! Oh, how's he missed? The goal was gaping. He's just skied it over. Oh, unfortunate. Ibe is having a terrible game, obviously, as we know. I'll tell the guys to concentrate because we could easily drop some points here. Lerma through to Wilson. Great passing play by Bournemouth. Wilson sends it wide. Jordan Ibe. Maybe he can redeem himself with this corner. Straight to Van Dijk. Callum Wilson! Oh, Adrian should have done better there. Maybe his line of sight was blocked, but that's Bournemouth's first shot on target, and it's their first goal. That's really annoying. Adrian should have done better. Would Alisson have saved that? Probably. Poor clearance by Van Dijk, realistically, but yeah, Adrian should have done better there. Poor goalkeeping, poor defending in general. No real great clearances, but it's 2-1 still to us. It was a very exciting first half of the game. Almost sends it long to Fabinho. Shaqiri. Mane going through and scoring again. Sadio Mane. Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 1. Assisted by Xherdan Shaqiri. Mane showing that fitness isn't an issue. Just going to score his usual goals. Great pass by Shaqiri, to be honest. Running through the defence like it's not even there. And Liverpool take the 3-1 lead. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep a clean sheet, but without Alisson in goal, I think we kind of expected it. And with our centre-backs being a bit complacent because Bournemouth haven't really taken a chance, we kind of expected them to score. Now here's King, Joshua King, great block. Joshua King again, Virgil van Dijk clears. We're getting a lot of chances off the break, I must say, apart from that one. That one wasn't. When I speak, it doesn't. But when I don't speak, we get a chance. Jordan Ibe. Trying to influence the game. Here's Lloyd Kelly. Alexander-Arnold and Henderson challenging. Goes up only as far as Ake. Can Firmino challenge? Here's Josh King. Josh King for Bournemouth. Great challenge by Fabinho. Great challenge. Now Mane. Robertson. Oh, through to Mane. Kind of left him at a tight angle here. Ooh, tried to get to Wijnaldum. That would have been a nice little volley to score that to send that top bins. Oh, Arnold. Shaqiri, Firmino, Shaqiri, Wijnaldum. Oh, Ramsdale with a save. A great first half, though. Coming close to the end. Got highlights for days in this match. Josh King. Sent it over. Callum Wilson. Easy save for Adrian there. Ball was just too ahead of Callum Wilson there, but it does get a corner for Bournemouth. This is how they scored in their first goal. Chicharito sending it over. And that should be it. First half over. They've had 5 shots, 2 on target. Not the end of the world. It's pretty decent, to be fair. I wish they didn't score. If they didn't score that first goal, I think that would have been a really great first half, but not too bad. The centre-backs are a bit complacent at the moment, but we're playing very, very well. And I must tell them to calmly... you weren't that bad, but I have faith in you, and you weren't that... Oh. I think you have a lot more. Whatever. And hopefully that gets them out of their complacency. But we move on to the second half now. Let's see if we can maybe take this even more by the scruff of the neck. Or will Bournemouth come back into this game? Robertson takes it from Chicharito, or Callum Wilson even, and gets fouled as well in the process. Shaqiri whips it across. Oh, Van Dijk, maybe he's going to cross it in. He does win the ball. Does cross it in, actually. Gomez. Sends it back to Robertson. Now Mane. Mane running through. Hits the crossbar. Oh, my God. A close chance. Alexander-Arnold trying to make things happen again. Mane picks up the ball. Robertson. Robbo. Firmino with a dink. God, that ball looking like a 3D movie then. Oh, the entire back line nearly is complacent. Not looking great for me. Might make 1 or 2 substitutions in defence, just try and clear that complacency back there. Henderson scores! I was really confused by what happened there. I think Van Dijk headed it across. Might be offside, actually. Van Dijk headed it across. It bounced off one of our other players, I think. Yeah, it was very clear offside. No, it bounced off one of their players and then Henderson tapped it in, but it is offside. Unfortunate John Henderson couldn't get his goal, but remains 3-1. Fabinho sends it over to Firmino. Oh, that could have been it. Ramsdale was scrambling. He didn't know what to do. He was caught in 2 minds. Part of him wanted to stay back. Part of him wanted to go for the ball. Alexander-Arnold to Van Dijk to Henderson. Oh, unfortunate. Kiri to Gomez. Nothing comes of it. Now it could be a Bournemouth counter-attack. They're quite lethal on the counter-attack. They've got pretty pacey strikers, but Fabinho's just getting in there, roughing him up. Go on, Fabinho. Go on, lad. Have him. Crop him down. Do it. I dare you. You won't. Trent knocks it down, but only as far as Billing. Callum Wilson. Chicharito now. Oh, hits the post. Josh King. Great save by Adrian. Needed that save, otherwise that would have been 3-2, and they could have been right on the bounce back. Oh, Nathan Ake is injured as well. Chris Metham is coming on. I think I might make a substitution here. I might take Van Dijk off. He's looking complacent. Gomez is looking fine. So I'll bring on Connor Cody. He's pretty much a ball-playing defender. I think he's got very good ball-playing defender stats. Anyone else I might want to replace? John Henderson. I might give Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain a run out. Bring Ronaldo back because he hasn't been playing well, but I want to see how he plays in this position. And I want to see if I wanted to bring on Edouard, but I wanted to see if Firmino can get his goal, get another goal, get a hat trick. See what happens. It's Kelly, now King. Back to Kelly, now back to King. Great link-up play. Defenders, he should have really passed that across the face of goal because my defence was nowhere to be seen. Absolutely nowhere to be seen. Robertson. Wijnaldum. It's sent all the way up to Dominic Solanke. Dominic Solanke, the former Liverpool player who we sold for 20 million. I'm just going to go cautious now because they're getting a few chances. Jordan Ibe, a former Liverpool player in his own right, hits it right off Adrian and sends it over. We are up into first as well, by the way. Didn't only just realise that because we scored 3 goals. Kelly, over the top. Robbo picks it up, doesn't clear it very well though. Stacey's going through, but it's poor effort. I wouldn't even say there was an effort there, to be honest. Jordan Ibe's come off with a 5.8 average rating. Good lord. But that should be the end of the game coming up, maybe. Maybe we get one more chance. Chamberlain pushing forward. Chamberlain! Wow. Wow. Very close. Unfortunate not to score there. This should be the end of the game now. Coming up on the 4th minute, the final minute of the game. Just passing around our defense like they're not even challenging us. They are challenging us, but looking like they're not even challenging us. But that's it. 3-1. An easy victory in the end, realistically. They had a few chances in the game. I think that we could have kept a clean sheet if it was for if Alisson was in the team. But nonetheless, a 3-1 victory, a victory that goes down pretty easy for me. A very nice victory. I'm happy with the result and the way you played. Well done, lads. What did you say? Joe Gomez, I'm pleased with your performance out there. Well, why did you say that? God damn it, I need to stop doing that. I used to do that all the time in last year's game, and it messed me up so many times. And I'm just like, I need to stop doing that. Controversial goal. I'll come back to that in a minute. Gomez is coming close with claws, so is him. And Roberto Firmino, let's praise Roberto Firmino. He was superb last time out in front of goal. Keep it up. I wish he could have got his final goal, but he didn't in the end. Let's have a look at what games we're coming up next. By the way, I have made it so we've got a fake fixture list. I did it in the settings so we could have a fake fixture list, so it just randomised the fixture list. We've got a pretty tough fixture list, to be fair, especially early on in the season. We've got Chelsea next in the UEFA Super Cup, which is natural because that's what happened in real life. Southampton, who are 5th at the moment, and then Manchester City. I'll be curious to see how Manchester City lost, but they've got some... Wow. They haven't registered Ilkay Gundogan or Leroy Sané. That's crazy. I wonder whether he's like really upset about that. Or whether it's just maybe the registration hasn't finished yet. No. Oh, no, he's injured. He's injured, that's why. How long is he injured for? 5-7 months. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's fine. I'm pretty sure he hasn't held that long, though. Leroy Sané. 6-7 months as well. He would be a good pickup later on down the line, so I'm just going to, just going to add him to my shortlist, I like it's nothing. So, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is out for the next game. Marco van Ginkel. Why did I say George van Ginkel? Marco van Ginkel is out for the next game, and 4 players are doubtful. We've only got these 2 who are going to be out for the next game, but we will come back for the Chelsea game. Do we come back for the Chelsea game? It's only the UEFA Super Cup, really. No, I think what we'll do is, because this is such 2 big games right here, I think we'll come back for the Manchester City and Everton game, one after the other. The Manchester City game, which is going to probably not decide the league realistically, because it's the 3rd game of the season, but it's going to be a focal point of this year, me and Liverpool and Manchester City, so we'll have to wait and see. And of course, the Merseyside derby, so we'll have to play those 2 games together. I do prefer playing 2 games in an episode as well. But every now and then I might do 3, so I might come back for so I'm definitely going to come back for the Manchester City and Everton game later on down the line. So thank you guys very much for watching. As I said before, this is my first Football Manager video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe now for more. Share the video as well. Check out my Twitch down below, because I don't really stream too much Football Manager. But if you guys would like to see that, and I'll definitely do more of it. I might do a save on for Twitch or something like that. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I stream all sorts of other games like Call of Duty and Rocket League and stuff like that. I play with my friends a lot, so I would highly recommend checking out my Twitch and following my Twitch. That would help me out a lot. So I will see you guys in the next episode for the Manchester City and Everton game. Do all the things that I said before. Links are all down in the description. I'll see you guys then. Goodbye for now.